Hello, this is a continuation on our topic called leadership, energy and emotions. Yesterday, we covered how do we handle emotions. We handle emotions through my special method called AIR, which means acceptance, identification and responding. Today, I wanted to deep dive a little further into one of my favorite emotion, which is anger. Anger, we all know, is a very intense emotion. It can be destructive if not maneuvered properly. We all know that. It can damage relationships, your reputation, your health, and many more. But can it be really effectively used? Yes. And there are a lot of examples for that as well. Mahatma Gandhi. He was thrown out of a first class compartment just because he was an Indian. He had a valid ticket. Yet he was insulted and thrown out of the train. He used that anger and got India its freedom. And there are numerous examples which tell you that anger can actually yield great results. But I wanted to bring a little twist. That can responding to anger not at the same time backfire? Does it lose its significance at that time? And let me quote an example. For me, it's always difficult to react to situations. Whenever I am angry, I am not able to react at the same time. I take my time and respond to it. To give you an example, my son was 4 years old and I took him out to play in our apartment. There were a lot of kids. They were playing with a ball and suddenly they threw the ball and the ball got lost somewhere in the bushes. They all started asking me to get a new ball. I said, okay, let me get. My house was just 50 meters away. I asked my son to accompany me. He refused. I told him to stay right there in the lawn and not go anywhere. I went, quickly got the ball. But by the time I returned, the kids had already started playing hide and seek. And my son was hiding somewhere, nowhere to be found. I looked at the kids. They were jumping into some deserted areas in the apartment. There was sewage over there. I was scared. There could be snakes. There could be insects. Worrying, of course. And I couldn't see my son. I called his name. No response. I was worried. He was just 4 years old. The other kids were, some of them were 8, some were 10. I frantically started looking for him, calling out his name, yet no response. I was worried and angry at the same time. I was so angry that why did he move from there? I wanted to just slap him if I saw him at that time. It was good 10 minutes and I was getting worried. Suddenly, my son comes out. He was smiling, brimming with joy. He was so happy he had a ball that day. He had enjoyed himself thoroughly. And as he came running towards me, I was angry, but then seeing his face, I was just stuck. I just listened to him. He was so happy. He was explaining how it was so nice, etc. I heard him. I also did not want to scold him in front of all his friends. I took a little time, I took him back home, heard him, and then later advised him that he should not go like this without letting me know, and that there are those areas where they should not be going, etc. I don't know if it had that impact. I sometimes feel that by holding back at that point in time, I lose the gravity of that situation. That intensity of that situation is lost because when I was explaining to him, I did not have the same emotions, the same anger, the same intensity. I sometimes feel that I can be taken for granted because I am not responding at the same time. What do you feel? Is responding later always good? Or sometimes you need to be reacting at the same moment? Leave in your comments and thoughts. Handle your anger better. Later, next time. Ciao.